Yo, what's the deal, YouTube? It's your man DeeJay KNS back again with another one. This time it's the 4th of July weekend, and me and my wife decided we wanted to get out of town because our dog Sheba is terrified of the fireworks down in South Florida. So we decided to rent an Airbnb and get a cabin out here in Venus, Florida. Look at all the nice nature, wilderness, all of this right here, serenity. So as you know, since we're out here for the weekend, I decided, yo, it's time to make a beat. So I got my gear with me. I'm gonna set it up and see if I can sample something out of my large digital library I have on my computer, and let's see if we can come up with some heat. And with that said, let's get it cracking. All right, y'all, we are at the cabin, and I'm gonna go ahead and sample a joint from Fleetwood Mac. This is actually one of my favorite songs from them. And I'm not gonna tell you what it is, but I'm pretty sure most people know what it is. If you know, you know. So I got the song loaded up in Serato Sample, and I used the stems feature to take the drums out. So let me go ahead and get the sample in. All right, so we got one. Let me go ahead and get the other sample in. All right, so as far as the other samples that I want to get, let me go ahead and get to that part. All right, so we got that. And the last piece I'm gonna get is at the very end. You will know. All right, so we got our 3 pieces there, right? So first things first, go ahead and normalize the joint. All right, so I have all the samples loaded in, but what I'm gonna do first is I'm gonna speed it up because I don't wanna get flagged. Do this around 5. So we have this. All right, so let me go ahead and duplicate that because I need 2 pieces, one for the turnaround. So we'll duplicate that to this. And then we have this piece. Right there. Okay, so we have that, right? We got those 3 pieces, so let me go ahead and tune the other samples. So let's go ahead and select those. All right, let's see what we're gonna do here. All right, so let's go ahead and chop those now. All right, so we're gonna duplicate this one. And then we're gonna chop this here. All right, so we have that, and then the last piece. Then we go back to, what are we gonna do, about 5? Yeah, about that, to match the other samples. All right, so we have those pieces there, so let's see if we can put together a pattern for that. We're gonna start with an 8-bar pattern. Depending on how that goes, I might double it to 16 and add some variation to it. But one thing I did do is I added another chop, right? So we have that, but I also have this. So let's go ahead and see if we can get a good pattern going. let's go ahead and quantize that. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna double that to 16. And then that little turnaround at the very end is gonna happen at the 8th bar. Going into 9th, I'm gonna change it to something different. All right, so now that I have that piece laid in there, I just quantized it, and basically this is how it sounds. All right, so that's how that part goes, and then the last part will turn around and you'll hear that. All right, so at this point, let's go ahead and see if we can do a pattern for the hook now. All right, so now for the hook pattern, we're gonna do 8 bars. We're gonna use this and that. So this is how it's gonna go. All right, so we're gonna quantize that. All right, so now let's go ahead and get some drums going. So let me go ahead and load up a few drums. All right, so I got some drums loaded up, right? And so we're gonna do 4 bars, right? And then basically what I have is, got this audio loop. I'm gonna stack a snare on top of that. And then we're gonna also do, gonna use that kick right there. All right, so let's do that. All right, I just quantized it. All right, cool. Let me 16 level that kick real quick. All right, let's go ahead and get this kick in. All right, so what I'm gonna do real quick is I'm gonna neaten it up the way I want it, and we'll see how it goes. All right, so I went ahead and shifted some notes, right, and did a little bit of swing, and this is how it goes. You just heard that for the hook, but it works for the verse as well. So I think what we got to do right now is we got to do a bass line, right? So let me go ahead and get a patch. All right, so I got my bass loaded up, right? We're going to do 4 bars really quickly, and then we're going to double it, and then we'll add on to it. So let me go ahead and double that, right? So that we can make some variations to the joint. So we'll double that. All right, let's add that variation at the end. right, cool. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna tighten that up real quick. All right, so I went ahead and tightened up that bass line. So this is what it sounds like. Yes, sir. All right, cool. So let's do a bass line for the hook now, right? Let's go ahead and do a 4-bar bass for the hook, and then we'll go ahead and double it, and let's see how it goes. Yeah. All right, so let me go ahead and quantize that. All right, so let's build a intro sequence, right? So then we can put everything in song mode, right? Let's go to the sample group and create, let's do 4 bars. Let's go. Nice. That's nice right there. All right, so we have that, right? So let me go ahead and put like a little drum roll so that it can go into the next sequence, which is gonna be the verse sequence, right? So let's go over to the drums, right? And for the intro drums, we'll go 4 bars to match. All right, so let me go ahead and put this fill. There it is. All right, let's quantize that. There it goes. Okay, cool. All right, the last part I got to do before we chain it all together in song mode is put my drop in, right? So let's do it.
Hey, yo, KNS, drop it on them, drop it on them, drop it on them, drop it on them.
All right, cool. So let's go ahead, quantize that. And then we're going to put everything in song mode. All right, so I got everything in song mode. So we're gonna start with the intro, go into the 16-bar verse, right into the 8-bar hook, turn back around to the verse. Let's peep it out, all right?
Yeah, boy.
Hey, yo, KNS, drop it on them, drop it on them, drop it on them, drop it on them.
whoa. Yo, I don't know about you, but to me, that's a heater right there, especially because that sample right there is one of my favorite joints that I never thought to touch. But you know what? We out here in the wilderness. It's the 4th of July weekend. I say, you know what? Let me go into some classic rock. And that's what I did. You know what I'm saying? So let me know what y'all think about it, right? Hit me up in the comments. Let me know if you mess with it. If you don't, give me a thumbs up, thumbs down. Make sure that you always like, comment, and subscribe, right? And hit me back next week for another beat video. I don't know where I might be next week, but make sure you tune back on Tuesdays for another beat video. And also, don't forget to check out DJKNS.com, all right? And with that said, KNS out.
Hey, yo, KNS, drop it on them, drop it on them.